Good morning, everyone. Setting up for a mindfulness moment. Sorry, I'm a little late today. I promise I'm going to get my stuff together here in 2022. So welcome. So I'm lighting my incense, which just tells my body and my spirit, my mind, that this is going to be a sacred moment. We're going to have what we call our mindfulness moment together. For some of you who have been part of a church community in the past and are no longer in that community, you might have had prayer meetings in the past or something to that effect and enjoyed that time of introspection, contemplation, and we do that together in the Pastor Paul community, and we call it a mindfulness moment. It's less of a time of asking a deity to somehow come and tell us good things. Hi, Rand of New Mexico Thoughts on YouTube. Good to see you. Yeah, let me know where you're joining from. But yes, it's less of a time of saying to a guy sitting on a throne somewhere, please do something good for us. And instead is a time of us saying, let's connect our spirits together and then connect our spirit to heaven. See what encouragement, what cleansing, what introspection can come to help us be prepared for our day and the rest of our week in this mindfulness moment. So welcome those of you watching this live. Some of you may be watching it as a recording later. It's on my Pastor Paul, Unconventional Pastor Paul YouTube channel all the time that you can follow. So if you're with me, let me know where you're joining from. I love to connect to you through place. And so just so you guys know, I use prayer beads that were given to me by some very special friends. And I just use each one to focus in on what am I looking at? What am I focusing on in my thoughts and prayers this morning? And I burn incense because that aroma tells my spirit, my body, that, hey, this is our time of a sacred moment together. Sometimes the smoke does get in my way, but it just reminds me of, okay, this is a sacred moment now. So for the next 30 minutes or so, we're going to go into a time of mindfulness together. And so I'd love to have you join me. So let me know where you're joining from. We do this every Wednesday. My name is Paul. I'm Pastor Paul. And sometimes we have to get rid of people that are crazy on TikTok. So I'm glad you're with me. So one thing I would like for us to think about this morning is that tomorrow is January 6th, the anniversary of what I call the right-wing Christian insurrection in our country. I still believe the Christian church is still in a place where it's a threat to our democracy, which is tragic to me. And so let's just have our spirit pointed towards a hopefulness that says we're not going to allow our religion to be used to subvert a beautiful part of our culture and our democracy of people being empowered to vote their will, that won't be subverted by a ruination of a beautiful teaching of Jesus. Hi, Jan. Good to see you this morning. So get yourself in a comfortable spot. And again, if you're just joining you guys on TikTok, let me know where you're joining from. I'd love to see where you are and all of you on YouTube. And so good morning. So I'm going to read from John chapter 8 and talk about what I see in this narrative about Jesus. And yeah, those comments on TikTok, yes, it's different than kind of the narrow Christianity that we've known for a long time. And so sometimes we like to put labels on it like New Age to try to push it away or put it into a category, rather than saying, I wonder if God can connect with us in different ways. And if you guys have questions when we get to the end, I'll be glad to answer some questions before I end today. Hi, Polymom. So again, let me know where you're joining from. In the Bible, in John chapter 8, it's the very famous passage of, you'll know the truth and the truth will set you free. And what the response to Jesus saying that is really interesting. And so it says in John 8, verse 33, the religious people around him, which would be sort of our evangelicals today, they answered, hey, we're not enslaved. We're powerful in our religion. And here they say, they answered him, we are offspring of Abraham and have never been enslaved to anyone. So how is it that you say you will become free? And Jesus answered them and said, truly, truly, I say to you, everyone who practices sin is a slave to sin. The slave does not remain in the house forever. The son remains forever. So if the son sets you free, you will be free indeed. So in our Christian tradition, this means if you join the Christian religion, you'll be free from sin. Sadly, I know many Christians that have said a sinner's prayer and claim to be a part of a Christian community, but find themselves deeply in bondage to a religious spirit and a religious orthopraxy. I think what Jesus was saying here is that people around him were saying, well, we're not slaves. We're a part of this community that is a powerful religion. And he's saying, if you believe your true identity of freedom and power comes from being a part of a religious community, then you are a slave. You're enslaved to that community. You are enslaved to having your identity tied to that community. And freedom is to start to understand your true identity and being able to live without the need to have your identity come from a community or a religious belief system, but your identity come from a true knowledge of who you are as an individual, and then out of the power of understanding the truth of yourself, then joining into community people who will allow you to be that person. The bondage of a religious belief system is we are in community as long as we agree on our set of beliefs. And if that is the community you're a part of, then you are enslaved to that belief system. And the second you say, I wonder if I do believe this, then you can no longer be a part of that community. And that is a form of slavery. So freedom is understanding, and the message that Jesus truly came to bring is not, hey, come out of this religion into this new religion. He was saying, let me show you your ability to connect directly to heaven as someone fearfully and wonderfully made. John 3:17 says that Jesus didn't come into the world to condemn the world or tell it was terrible, but came to sozo it, to reconcile its relationship, body, mind, and spirit to heaven. Hi, Jamie, welcome. And so the message has been corrupted to say, join our religion, and then you're going to have this identity. And Jesus was saying, let me show you your identity. Like he said to the woman sitting at the well, it's not about whether you're a part of this religion or that religious system. It is that you know the true story that connects you directly to heaven. Then you don't have to be a part of this religion or that religion. Now you just connect directly to heaven, and you'll find a community that will agree to build you up in that. So let's let that be a backdrop. That religion tells you you're dirt, and you have to be a part of our belief system to be a part of the community. Jesus came to say, you're amazing. You get to connect directly to heaven. Like Isaiah chapter 6, you get to go directly into the throne room of heaven, and then you'll understand your identity, and you'll be able to walk powerfully in community with others. And so I bless you with the truth of who you are today as we go into our time of mindfulness. And sorry, on TikTok, every once in a while we have people that just want to scream rather than be thoughtful. So we have to mute them every once in a while. So I'm so glad you're with me today. Again, if you're just joining, let me know where you're joining from. And for those asking questions, I'll be glad to answer questions when we're finished with our mindfulness time here. So what is your true identity? Who are you? You're not a person that has to join a religion to have an identity. You have an amazing identity already, and let's connect you. Hi, Carol. Good to see you. Hi from Texas, Griselle. Hi, Juanita from Illinois. Good to see you. Yeah. So just get comfortable in your chair. Hi, Boston. Glad you're here. Laredo, Texas. So you'll know the truth, and the truth will set you free. And the truth is, you don't have to join a religion to have a true identity. Your identity is inherent and good in you. Hi, Tennessee. So just breathe that in. I am good. Tell yourself, I'm good. I am good. That's a hard thing to say for some of us because we've been told for so long by our religious belief that we're not good, that goodness can only come from joining into a religious belief system. And I'm telling you, your goodness is inherent in your existence. Hi, Tennessee. Good to see you. Hi, Halifax, Nova Scotia. I am good, and I deserve good things to happen in my life. When we start to believe in our inherent goodness and our inherent value, hi, Arizona, glad you're here, then we start to build an identity and a strength and a power that lets us interact in community in a powerful way, rather than as a victim, like we see on January 6th of last year. A bunch of victims that don't understand their identity, screaming for recognition. Hi, Alabama, glad you're here. But a true understanding of the divine and religion, well, I don't like religion. I think religion sets up a barrier between our true identity and being connected to the truth of the divine. But when we understand that connection and the partnership of heaven and earth, hi, Wisconsin, then we're changed by that understanding of our identity to be powerful. That Jesus said, this truth will set you free. And when you're set free, you're no longer a victim, but power is not, I want to fight for my rights and get revenge and self-defend. Power is being able to say, if you're going to sue me for my cloak, I'll give you my tunic. If you slap me on one cheek, I'll turn the other. My power is, you will not take my identity from me, no matter how much you try to dehumanize me. Good morning, Sharon. So breathe that in, hold it for a moment, breathe it out. I am good, I am valuable, and I deserve good things in my life. So let's go into our time of contemplation. And what we do, those of you who've been with me on this a few times, you already know the exercise. Go to what we call a safe space in our spirit, a place in your life, real or imagined, that you just feel safe. I'm learning for some, our brains are so amazing. They can build an inner world of a place where we go, where we feel safe. And it's okay if you want to go to that space or go to a place in your memory that was a safe, nurturing place, a place you could connect to heaven, maybe through nature, and just see yourself there right now. Feel the peace of being there. Experience what you would experience there, the aromas, if you're outdoors, the wind on your face, the sound of the birds. We're going to be set free by knowing who we are sitting in this space. Freedom comes from that self-identity of knowing our inherent value in our humanity, in our existence, in the creativity of how we're made. We are truly fearfully and wonderfully made. And if any of these things I say are important to you, just say them out loud to yourself. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I'm good and I deserve good things to happen. I know the truth of myself and it will set me free. I know the truth of the story of Jesus was to connect me to my true identity in heaven. And that sets me free from the bondage of a religious belief system. Sets me free from the need to be in a community based around shared beliefs, and allows me to find a community that believes in me. So I bless you with that piece of your identity today. So now let's connect our spirits together. Just imagine yourself as a soul inside this pod of a body, that your spirit and my spirit can literally hold hands, can connect in this moment. Those of you from Wisconsin and Arizona and Texas and Kentucky and Tennessee, California, I connect my spirit to you. I give you my energy and my hope and my love today. Just feel yourself being connected to the names on the screen or the locations that have been mentioned. Feel how much it's wonderful to love the humanity in others, to carry them together. And I say to you, you are good and you deserve good things to happen in your life. And I give that blessing to you through the connection of our spirits. Now let's connect our spirit together, our collective corporate spirit, to the divine of heaven, to God, whatever God looks like in your belief system. Just imagine either the presence of that spirit around you in the space in your imagination, in your spirit. And imagine that presence being there. If it's kind of the traditional Christian God you see, imagine God sitting with you. Imagine feeling that presence of the divine, of knowing that the Christian Bible says we are seated with God in heavenly realms, that we live equally here in this realm and in heavenly realms at the same time. So what we're doing when we connect with the divine, we're connecting our spirit inside this container of a body with that spirit of us that is seated in heavenly realms. Thank you, Kay Marie. I'm glad this was a special moment for you in your day. Yeah, so sense the presence of the divine with you right now. You are worthy to sit with God. And the Spirit of heaven desires to be with you. Is that hard for you to imagine? God wants to sit with me, Or when we know the truth, we're set free to understand our value and that God wants to be with us, that the divine of heaven is always available to you to strengthen your spirit and bring hope and love and energy. Just sensing that presence with you grows my love for you and builds us in community together. And the beauty of this is when we're connected with the Spirit, we get to communicate with that Spirit. So what would you ask God with you today? Just ask the question, whatever God looks like in your vision of this moment. What question do you need to ask today? It may be like, are my kids going to be okay? What do I need to know today? Is there any wisdom for me today? I'm concerned about my relative's health. Are they okay? Just ask the divine your question today. It could be, am I good? So just ask and listen. If you hear anything, you may want to write it down. You may want to remember it, or you may not hear anything at all, and that's okay. So just hold on for a moment to what you heard. I may ask you if you want to share in just a bit. But for now, just tell this divine presence that you're grateful to have had this moment of connection. We're so grateful for this connection, for this time. Gratefulness is powerful. Gratefulness is transformative. And we're just grateful for this moment together. Let your spirit be permeated with a sense of gratefulness. So grateful to feel good, to have people with me who will say, I'm good and worthy to connect with the Spirit of heaven. Now just release that connection with that Spirit for the moment, and let's come back here together. So grateful we had a time in that special place with the divine and together. I'm so grateful to have this moment to be with you. Yeah, I love you guys. I'm grateful to have coffee too. Yeah, we bless this moment. Amen. So I'm going to put out my incense. Come back here to be with you guys. Blessings, blessings, blessings. So I would love for anyone to share. What was your experience? What did you hear? What did you see? What was important to you in this moment? If you like, just type into the comments. Eleanor says on YouTube that it was a calming moment. Random New Mexico says, I started feeling lost without the church establishment. Amelia says, the biggest threat to any institution is establishment of the capability to connect on your own. His yoke is easy, then add on sometimes unbearable, weighty hindrance of shame. Yeah, that's what religion does. The truth that sets us free when we come out of a religious belief system is we're no longer in bondage to the belief system. our community isn't built around what we claim to believe. Our identity is built around our identity in our personal value. And I believe that was the message of Jesus, is not you need to join a new religion. It's you get to connect directly to heaven yourself out of the inherent value of your existence and your humanity. So yeah, share what your experience was in this moment. Random New Mexico says, wow, my spirit always feels so cleansed when I join you in these moments. Tears are cleansing every time. Made me remember that I am loved more than I know. Snicklefritz says, his does the same things over and over so that we can get to know him and recognize his patterns. Sharon said, a spinning aura of white, green, and lavender light around me on the cliffs of the ocean. Wow, that's cool, Sharon. Yes, you are loved more than you know. You are more valuable than you know. The message of Jesus was not to bring a new religious system that we have to build around beliefs, but to understand our inherent value so that we can connect powerfully in community together, not around beliefs, but around shared common love that supersedes beliefs. Community should say, I accept you for you, and we can then wrestle with our beliefs together. But religion gathers, or particularly Christian religion, gathers around beliefs, and you're only a part of the community as long as you agree with the belief systems, and that is a bondage. You are then a slave to that system. Yes, Nickel Fritz, I got that out. You were talking about God. Mossy Bean on TikTok says, God spoke to me. Trust me that you may be free. Beautiful. I love it. I love it. Thank you guys for sharing these special moments. Juanita says, I'm grateful to receive this message of community before I have to do rounds. Oh my goodness. Are you a healthcare provider then? Thank you for doing that. Really, the fact that healthcare work has become despised by some in our community just makes me so sad. And again, let's remember that January 6th is tomorrow, the anniversary of what I call the Christian right-wing insurrection. And just make sure that we don't forget that it was our Christian religion that drove people to try to overturn and pull a coup on our democracy. Hospital chaplain, thank you, Juanita. Religion's scam is to take God out of us and sell it back to us on Sunday, sell back our divinity on Sundays. My gift to you on YouTube. Yeah. Jamie says, my bestie is a hospital chaplain in Chicago. Cool. Melia, I love that name, by the way, Melia. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Many freeing tears flowing. Thank you for facilitating this important time. Thank you, Melia. For those of you on YouTube, I have kind of our weekly schedule of what I call pursuing the unconventional spiritual life together. We do this mindfulness on Wednesdays. This afternoon at 1 o'clock, my friend Bob Prater and I are going to do a live podcast recording. You can see it on my YouTube channel, or it'll be released on my YouTube channel and my podcast tomorrow as we remember. It's called Christianity and Insurrection, a remembrance of January 6th. We're just going to talk about where is Christianity today after trying to overthrow our government a year ago. So that podcast is released every Thursday. And then on Saturday morning, I release my Bible talk. It's called Pastor Paul's Bible Talk. And then on Sunday, we have Sunday Community Together. All of this is available. All this information is on my website, pastor-paul.com. And if you want to help support those of you on TikTok, you can send roses like Juanita did there. Thank you. or you guys can go to my website at pastor-paul.com, and for as little as $5.99 a month, you can be in the Pastor Paul support community and just help out financially. For those of you on YouTube, you can just point your camera at the screen and either give a one-time gift or be a part of the support community there. And trust me, you are required to give no money at all to be a part of this community. But if you can and want to help support for just $5.99 a month, you can do so through there. I do like to give that opportunity because my children and I need to eat too. My childhood pastor in Minnesota was Pastor Paul. Everything about you calms me like he does. Thank you for being here, Paul. You guys are welcome. So I have about 12 minutes left. If anybody wants to ask me a question, anything, I'm going to stop the music now and just say, bless you. I give blessings to you for the rest of your week and your day. Love those of you who are here with me live, those of you watching on recording. This will be available all through the week. You can watch this or any of my past mindfulness moments whenever you like. So thank you. All right, cool. So questions, thoughts, anything you want to talk about? Jan says she had connection and peace, building each other up in truth and freedom. Love that, Jan. Thank you, Sharon, for the kind word on TikTok. Also, for those of you who join the Pastor Paul support community, we're going to start to offer mindfulness and another thing we do called unconventional conversations, where the people in the support community will be able to do this in a Zoom room. And so we'll be able to interact together and talk in Zoom. So again, if pastor-paul.com, click on support Pastor Paul link, and you can be a part of that community. I have a community chat board on there and a whole bunch of other things. And so I would just appreciate so much if you do that. You get a little more interaction and access to me, and we get to chat more. I lived in San Antonio and had a few issues with Cornerstone Megachurch and their cult. Yeah, many of us are finding we have issues with the church, and maybe particularly mega churches. I'm not one that jumps on all churches are bad. To me, that's a simple answer. That is just as simple. It's the other side of the coin of the you have to be Christian or you're going to hell. Both of those are dogmatic statements. And I like to live in and wrestle with the truth that there are many good things that happen in churches. So Sharon says, I do wonder if I'm too outside the box sometimes for group talk. I don't think you can be too outside the box. I think we all need to be outside the box. Random New Mexico Thought says, I am having a hard time reconnecting with some of my Christian friends. I find myself so angry with them. Any tips? Remind me of your name, dear. I hate to just keep calling you Random New Mexico. And she's made this comment on YouTube. I'm finding that there are some people you're just not going to be able to have relationship with. If that Christianity becomes Christine, that's right, my friend. If Christianity becomes the center of your identity, then anybody that doesn't agree with you is outside the circle and is going to have a hard time finding relationship. We recently had a death, not in my immediate family, but in our broader family, and it was my non-Christian friends who, I guess some of them would claim to be Christian, but outside my church circle of my old church that I was the senior pastor of, they're the ones that sent flowers and well wishes and love and showed up for the celebration of life ceremony. My old church, nothing. No well wishes, no flowers, no food. Nobody showed up. I mean, they may not even have known, but that again shows once you're outside the belief system, you're outside. And that fact hit me this week, like, wow, not a single person from my old church. Maybe they didn't even know. And that's part of the problem. So I don't say that to take away hope. I just say it's okay. Sometimes we have to let relationship go. Some people are not going to be able to be connected anymore, particularly if they're in that very narrow, self-protective, self-sustaining religious belief system. Christians say they don't excommunicate, but it sure feels like it, says Jamie. They do excommunicate, trust me. And you're right. Luggett Film says, I found better connection with people after deconstruction. I have to agree. My atheist friends are much more loving and accepting and willing to allow you to be a part of their circle. And these are the people. You're welcome. Christine says, thanks so much for your friendship. You're welcome, Christine. Christians will say nothing good can happen outside of Jesus. And I'm like, bullshit. I know people who have long ago rejected the Christian religion in their life who are far kinder people than just about any Christian I know. Now, I'll admit, my Christian friends find me scary because I'm challenging their beliefs at a very strong level. So maybe they're just scared of me. But if we really had the relationship we said we had in the church, why wouldn't they work through that fear to want to be connected? Yeah. So any other thoughts, questions? Sharon says, grandmother not allowed to see her grandkids even when she begged at their door. Because of religion, Sharon? Luggett Film says, I now align more with the Buddhist philosophy. I mean, what we did here today is influenced by Buddhism. And I don't claim to have great knowledge of Buddhism or be a practitioner of Buddhism. But that is somewhat of a Buddhist practice. And I put it into somewhat of a Christian connotation. I believe this is what Jesus did when we read in the Bible that Jesus, they couldn't find him. He was gone. He was off praying all night on the mountain. I think this is what he did. Sharon says a grandmother's son shunned her because of religion. Wow. Buddhism is not a religion. It is a philosophy. Yeah. So Christians can practice Buddhism, but no Christian that I know of, or at least evangelical, would agree with the statement I just made. All right, Christine, you have a wonderful day too. All right, any other questions or thoughts, guys? Just a few more minutes here. I bless you to your day. I give you the energy of my love and connection to you to go be blessed and be amazing. And don't forget, again, you can go to pastor-paul.com and be a Pastor Paul community supporter. I hate to do commercials in these things, but I have to make a living as well. You can join my coaching cohort. I do coaching. We do deconstruction groups and reconstruction groups. Thank you, Luggett, for hanging in there with us and being a kind addition to this event today. Jamie says, have a great day. Love you, Jamie. Thank you for being my friend. Sharon says, Buddha taught us to think and Jesus taught us how to love. And Luggett Film says, at least you are honest. I try to be. Try to be. So yeah, pastor-paul.com. You can join our support community, be a part of our community chat board. And so I would really appreciate it if you go check it out. Those of you on YouTube, you can just point your camera right at the screen and it'll take you there. Or I think it has my Venmo account on there too. Thanks for the follow, Luggett Films. I'm honored. Thank you. That means a lot to me that you felt the need to disconnect from your church community, but would follow me. Thank you. And again, be good to one another tomorrow. I think January 6th is a day that we should remember and say, For those of us who've come out of the evangelical community, we were at the heart of this. We are part of the cause of what happened on January 6th. We're in the middle. Our belief system was right in the middle of an attempt to overthrow democracy in America. It should horrify us. It should make us sick to our stomach. It should make us say, I cannot be silent about the aberration that my church has become. I got worried about you calling yourself a pastor at first. Yeah, I know that's a hard hurdle for some. My friend pastor from Oklahoma is here as well, so we're both pastors who who the evangelical church doesn't like very much. I use the pastor title first off because I am a licensed pastor, but also because I believe there are people that need somebody of authority, if I can use that term, in the Christian community who says it's okay to not be a part of that thing that we've known, to step out of it, to deconstruct, if that's the word we want to use, and find community somewhere else. And in fact, I encourage people to find community outside the evangelical church. Because again, January 6th shows us what it has become in this season. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. Bless you to be off to your day. Again, pastor-paul.com. At least stop by my website. I have a free webinar coming up, by the way, called Am I Happy? Am I Supposed to Be Happy? And it's a personal emotional well-being webinar. And so I'd love for you to join. pastor-paul.com. Namaste to you, Luggett Films. Appreciate you guys. TikTok, goodbye to you. I bless your day. And YouTube, love you guys. Thanks for being with me.